Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I've been behind the wheel of the 2025 Volvo EX30, the brand's new and smallest all-electric SUV. Now this week, as I take you for a walk around, I will be comparing the single motor EX30 to the twin motor EX30, all to make your purchasing decision a little bit easier. Now do me a favor and hit that subscribe button because this review starts right now. This 2025 Volvo EX30 single motor, or essentially rear-wheel drive only with cloud blue paint you're looking at, is equipped with the optional 20-inch 5-spoke aero wheels and standard LED lights all around. It's priced at just under $58,800, but if you want more luxury, the top ultra trim will cost you an additional $5,400, and then if you add the twin motor, or essentially all-wheel drive option, that will cost you an additional $3,000, giving this small all-electric SUV a price tag just shy of $62,000 Canadian, or just over $54,600 US before tax or EV tax incentives are applied. Pricing aside, both the single motor and twin motor Volvo EX30s will come equipped with a 69 kilowatt hour battery pack. The single motor offers a max power output of 268, whereas the twin motor offers a max power output of 422. That's a difference of 154 horsepower, which is a lot. And regardless, this is what your 2025 Volvo EX30 with a single motor will look like off the line with its 253 pound-feet of torque. Let's go. So the twin motor EX30 will offer you more horsepower and torque, but two things. So you'll lose overall range, such as 18 kilometers or 10 miles, and it will cost you more, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000, depending on your market location. And Volvo Canada advertises the single motor EX30 as offering a total EV range of 420 kilometers, whereas the US advertises a total EV range of 275 miles. When you do the conversions, that's not right. But keep in mind also that those figures are based on the 18-inch wheel and tire combinations. Now, all that aside, whenever I have an EV, I always take it out for my 90-minute test drive. And why 90 minutes? Because the average working adult, we spend up to 90 minutes in our vehicles daily, and that includes sitting in traffic, driving on urban roads, and cruising on the highway. And this is what happened during my 90-minute test drive. When I began my test drive, the infotainment system with built-in Google Assist and navigation illustrated a total EV range of 408 kilometers or 254 miles, which is below the advertised 420 kilometers or 275 miles, which should be available with the single motor EX30 configuration. The loss of EV range to begin with wasn't a surprise to me, as the outside temperature was below the optimized temperature for EVs. That aside, with one pedal driving deactivated in order to improve rolling efficiency, I was able to average 17.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers or 28.1 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. After 90 minutes and after completing a total distance of 117 kilometers or 73 miles, my kilowatt hour averages were only slightly worse than what Volvo advertises when combining urban roads, city traffic, and highway cruising. Also, keeping in mind, my press vehicle is equipped with the optional 20-inch aero wheels and not the standard 18-inch wheels. As for charging, after using 29% of my battery over the course of 90 minutes, I plugged into a 100 kilowatt charging tower. The infotainment system illustrated a charge time of 40 minutes back to full. As a side note, I also plugged into a level 2 public charger and it illustrated a charge time of 4 hours and 40 minutes. Regardless if you choose to purchase the single motor EX30 or the twin motor EX30, both are going to come equipped with a small front trunk and both can tow up to 2,000 pounds. Then with your key tag in your pocket purse or hand, in the Plus or Ultra trim, you also gain a power liftgate. Just push in the center right here and it will open for you. Now, when it comes to cargo space with the seats up, your EX30 offers 318 liters or 11.2 cubic feet of space, and the 12-volt port on the left side will continue to power objects even when the vehicle is off, which is nice. Obviously, with the seats lowered, you gain additional space, but personally, I like the dual level floor with the divider and the fact that you can hide your charging cable under the trunk floor, where you'll also find your tire repair kit. So remember, the Volvo EX30 is a small SUV. So if you're traveling with taller passengers, it's gonna get tight back here. But if your passengers are short like me at only 5'3", I mean, I haven't complained about leg or headspace all week. And I like the fact that in the Plus or Ultra trim, you gain this huge panoramic sunroof. It's absolutely stunning. It has nice built-in tint to it, and it helps to lighten everything up. Now, things I don't like back here is that there's no armrest. And in the Ultra trim, these seats aren't heated. So I would expect that in the top trim. Then storage is good and bad. So you don't have pockets behind the front seats, but side door storage is good. And then, right, because you don't have storage behind the front seats, you actually receive a removable container underneath your front center armrest. So I like this a lot, you know, especially if you travel with kids or teens and they're really, really messy. This is great because you can take their garbage and throw it out. Then if you want to open up your side windows, those buttons are located behind the front center armrest, and you'll also find there 2 USB-C ports. So hands down, the Volvo EX30 is definitely techie. So make sure you're sitting down with your Volvo specialist and ask them to help you set up all your preferences, because it will take some getting used to. Now, that aside, remember, this is the Ultra trim as I take you for a tour. So these front seats are power operated. They're also heated, not ventilated. The steering wheel is also heated. On the left-hand side, this is where you'll find your parking assist. With the Ultra trim, you receive that. You also receive adaptive cruise control. In order to activate adaptive cruise control, just push down on your gear selector while you're in motion, one step down from D, and it will automatically activate for you. Then you also have a mirrored icon over here on this left-hand side, and that changes some of the look and feel of your infotainment system. Then on the right-hand side, you'll find your voice commands, some shortcuts for your audio sound system. This has the Harman Kardon audio sound system. It's absolutely amazing in this vehicle. Then you could also adjust your exterior mirrors, but first you have to activate that feature. So moving to the infotainment system, this has Google built-in and navigation and Apple CarPlay, not currently Android Auto. So first, along the top while you're driving, this is where you'll see your speed. Also, you'll receive some of your alerts. So if you don't like all the beeping and the noises and whatever, make sure you deactivate it. I'll show you that in a second. So on the home screen, pretty easy. You have some additional shortcuts down here, and then the multi-squared icon. This is where you find all your apps. So even your Bluetooth, your radio camera, camera angles, again, in the Ultra trim, you have that 360 view. It looks really, really good. You have your Google Assist. Again, take your time, go through it. Then your volume icon, make sure you push the little button on the side, because this is where you adjust all your audio for your beeping and for your Bluetooth and your voice commands. Then to turn on the heating for your seats or the steering wheel, just click right in the middle where the seat icons are. Then through the fan, look across the top, because you can change your air quality. You can set up timers. Really easy. Okay, then your best friend in this vehicle is going to be the vehicle icon. And again, make sure you're looking across the top, because you have your quick control, you have your car settings, and then your settings. So in here, if you don't like lane keep assist because it's really aggressive in this vehicle, deactivate it. But also when you deactivate it and you get close to an exterior line, it still vibrates and helps you. I actually prefer that. This is where you could also deactivate or activate your one pedal driving. You can do that in a few different areas, but also those driver alerts. This is where you deactivate it, because if you take your eyes off the road for a second, you get a beep, a notification, and that comes across the top. It can be a little bit annoying or helpful. Then if you want to open up your glove box, here is where you find your glove box. Then also your trunk, you can open and close your trunk from here too. So it's really, really easy to use. Just be patient. And again, like I said, this vehicle icon is going to be your best friend. And again, look across the top. This is where you check your trip info, and you can see while you're in motion how your battery is doing. And then settings, also settings. Okay, when you go through settings, if you see something that says view all, that means there's more for you to adjust. So go through it, okay? Because there's a lot. And if you ever need to just shut off your vehicle, because if you have your key tag on you or in the vehicle, your vehicle stays on. But if you want to shut it off, just hit controls and then car modes, and then you can just shut off your vehicle. Okay, so like I said, be patient with it. Also in the Ultra trim, you receive a mobile charge pad. I like all the available storage. I like how this could be adjusted for your cup holders. Then if you want to open up your side windows, those functions are up here, and you can unlock and lock the door. Now, let's hit the road for my final driving impressions. I'm also going to talk about why noise cabin quality is not good in this vehicle, and talk about visibility. 2025 Volvo EX30 final impressions. And I'm going to begin with what I like, because I like to be a positive person. But don't worry, the negatives are coming. So personally, I love the overall look of this vehicle. And I really like this cloud blue. It looks pastel-y. It looks really, really nice. I've gotten more than a few head turns driving this week. I'm not sure if it was for me or for the car. My ego likes to think that it was for me. But that aside, the vehicle looks good. Overall drive, really nice. Good turning radius. Outstanding driver assisted technology. Whenever I'm reviewing a Volvo, I feel absolutely safe. Now, personally, I wouldn't purchase this Ultra trim because I don't need all the extra driver assisted technology. I would go with the Plus model, and I'd actually do the single motor like this one. And then obviously I'd purchase a winter tire and wheel combination. You don't necessarily need the winter tires if you don't live somewhere where it's cold, but that's what I would do. Plus trim, single motor. I mean, my ego wants the extra horsepower and torque, but I really don't need it. Things that definitely we need to improve on. So the technology takes some getting used to, but it doesn't always work. It's either slow, or on a few occasions, I've walked away from the vehicle, I've heard the beep, so I assume that the vehicle is locked and turned off, but then I look outside my house and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, why are my lights still on? And I go outside and my vehicle is still on, my doors are not locked. So that's happened a few times, so that clearly needs some fixing with that. And sometimes I've gone out to use my power liftgate, and that's really slow in opening. Same thing, like it's not unlocking. So again, new vehicle, so I'm sure those minor things will be fixed, but be patient with this vehicle. I mean, I've been driving it for a week and it takes some getting used to. Another thing that takes getting used to is the fact that, just like the Mini I reviewed, there's no driver cluster in front of you. So you have to kind of memorize where to look for your speed. When you're hearing the beepings and such, you have to know where to look, or just turn off that driver assist technology, right? So again, it takes some getting used to. Other improvements is noise cabin quality. So this is definitely not as quiet as other EVs that I reviewed, but I also have the 20-inch wheel and tire combination, and that does not help for overall noise cabin quality. Then when it comes to visibility, fine out the front and the sides, but you do have a blind spot by that C-pillar because it's weirdly shaped in a diagonal. But again, use your driver assisted technology, or hey, just give a quick look over your shoulder. Guys, do me a favor, look down in the description below. I try to provide you with additional information and try to make your purchasing experience a little bit easier. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Thanks for watching.